Thank you all for joining, and request you all to please keep yourself on mute. And at the end of the session, we will have a kind of Q&A session where I should be able to answer the questions that you have in your mind. Okay, so we will directly get into the tool. The installation parts and things like that, we will discuss, but then how do we use this tool is, the most important thing that you will all be interested to know. Okay, fine. So, why is it very simplified? See, if you look at that, right, I will get to we'll go part by part. First, we'll cover the simplified option chain. Then we'll get into the option price calculator, which seems to be more appealing to most of the people who join here. So, without underestimating the potential that we have on the left-hand side, which is option chain. See, we have seen option chains, and you might have been using a lot of websites and tools and things like that, where you had varied informations, right? So what I'm trying to have here is how I am using it in my trading here is I don't want to just roam around to get information. So at any given point of time, if Nifty is trading as 18,000, I'm not interested to look at what is happening in 17,000 and 19,000 and all that. I'm more interested in terms of the nearest maybe 7 to 10, 11 OIs, right? Strikes, how things are, what actions are happening there. I'd be more interested to know. So I have made it simplified in such a way that I'm just taking the 11 strike prices, the top 11 and the bottom 11. That means the nearest 11 strike prices up and down from the current strike, which is ATM. And then we plotted here. All the green that you see here in these charts are call options related data, and all the red that you see here are put options related data. Now, there are three parts to it. The top chart is OI and last traded price. This is the open interest. If you look at, this is the open interest of 800, and this is the open interest of 800 put. Okay, I've taken it for Reliance, ICC Bank. Right? Basically, we'll take it for Nifty. So, I'm just taking an example. For 18,100, this is my call option open interest. This is put option open interest. I just come down. And similarly, for the same 18,000, I have all the data, right? For example, I'm just taking Nifty. So now, what is the price of 18,100 call option so that I can place a stop loss buy order, right? If it goes here, it can trigger and buy. Whichever way, right? Otherwise, it will give an indication that, the price is approaching here. And then when it suddenly comes down here, how do I know what would be the price of my, option for me to put stop loss? This is little tricky. If you go to any other website for you to put, to calculate it, you will be asked to enter. You'll be asked to enter all these details. Okay, what is the expiry date, and what is the difference between the expiry date and today, and what is the interest that we have, and what is the IVE basically. So it will be giving you all tables where you have to put all these values. Then it will calculate and tell you. By the time when you get all the values, right, the Nifty would have already moved. So just to make it simple, we have, once you run this, it is going to fetch you all the information here. I'm going to, look at for 18,200. Just look at here. I'm just going to click enter. It will give you the price here. That's it. I got the price now. Now, I'm going to enter, as I said, when it crosses 18,160. So I just reduce the range. Maybe I'll just put 20. It gives the range. Maybe I'll put 25, something like that, right? I'll just give 18,125. So I'm going to buy when the price goes to 92. And then what will be my stop loss? My stop loss will be somewhere around here. Okay, this is the stop loss, right? Or somewhere around 69. So basically, what it gives is it gives us kind of quickly get to know what would be the fair price for the option so that I can take the trade, right? And then this also helps me to decide what would be my target. That's it. That's simple it is, right? That's why it is simplified option chain and option price calculator. Now, we don't stop there, right? As a trader, we would be interested to get more data, more information, and all this data, right? If our brain goes and searches everywhere, if there are in different places, pulling it all together and then taking a decision would be a little tougher, and it kind of time consuming. And market is very dynamic; it keeps moving, right? So I'm just trying to put everything together in a page so that I can kind of take a quick glimpse and then take my decision quickly, right? So what I'm giving here additionally here is total open interest. Okay, this is on call side, this is on put side. If you look at put side, a lot of open interest being added, and call side comparatively less. So that means a lot of unwinding happens. If you look at the here change, a lot of unwinding happens. The red color thing here, it shows unwinding is happening, and this will get filled. This color will get filled as the market moves, as the data value changes. Okay, it will come in red if unwinding happens. So at any point of time, change can only go to negative. Total interest will never go to negative. It all remains positive only, right? So to just show the difference, both will be filled with blue color, where it's full blue, and that's where a lot of activities are happening. I mean, in this side, right? This is full blue. That means like this side. Just think this as a kind of bar chart itself, right? This bar is higher than this. That means, a lot of put writing happens. And then if you look at here, generally people, what they do is open interest, they look out for, swing trade, and then, open interest, change in open interest is what generally people refer for intraday. I mean, again, there are different strategies here. This is how people generally use. So I'm giving it here. And then price decay, I'm looking at, right? Again, I don't bother about when the option, when the instrument is trading at 18,100, I don't want to look at what is happening in 17,300. Again, there are strategies, people look at 17,300, but that's not my cup of coffee here, right? What I'm looking at here is the closest, nearest to 7, how things are happening. This alone is total, okay? I mean, sorry, this entire thing is for nearest to 7 strike prices, okay? So what is happening on the price? So I'm summing up all the changes that has happened on the call side, and summing up all the changes gets happening on the put side. I mean, average of all the changes, average of all the put. Now, if you look at premium goes increasing, right? A lot of people, either they are just short covering or else, keep buying. That's what's happening on the call side. When it comes to put side, unwinding happens, right? People are getting out of it. That's why the price goes down. And the bottom one is volume. If you see that huge activities are happening here, right? The volume is so high on the put side. So people are rushing to cover. That's where the thrust is built up. And then if you look at the chart, Nifty was shooting up like anything, right? And then if you look at the PCR, what is the PCR for all? And this is what the PCR for 7. So whenever it goes 1.1, 1 and above, the color will change. And then if it's going to be going below 0.9, this color, indicates in red. So I'm trying to put all things together here, right? So that just in a single view, right? It will take lesser time for me to understand what's happening in the particular instrument, rather than me looking all around and then finding out all this data and keeping everything in a single page, right? And then if you look at here, I'm giving the last traded price of the future, and how much price change, and what is the percentage change, and OI build-up. OI build-up, C is for short covering, and L is for long, okay, and U is for unwinding, right? And S is for short. All these details we already provided in the README file that I have shared with the student. Okay, so I believe I have covered all the data that I put here, but other things and all that, how do you use and things like that, right? And I have put some videos and all that I've done earlier, like maybe if that helps, people can go through that. And this is something just to, satisfy my ego. I just added my, details and things like that. Okay, so now I'll stop. It's 3:20. I'll stop. We'll just take some questions here so that people will get their questions clarified. Once this part is done, then we'll move on to how do we install it and run it. We'll go to that next. I'm open for questions.
Maurice, Maurice, good afternoon. I'm Shithil here.
Thanks, Shithil. Thanks for joining.
Maurice, I have again a basic question just to need more clarification on this. Enter range, what you've chosen is enter range is 25. How did that number come from?
So this one, right, I want to know, right, see, this is something like that, it will auto-calculate it. See, between the strike, right, here the strike ranges are 50 when it comes to Nifty. And when it comes to Bank Nifty, strike ranges are 100. So it will get auto-populated. So just to, this is how it will come, when you run the software. So what I'm doing is, I'm just editing here so that, see, I'm just giving only the nearest to 5, right? So if you want to look at, what is happening between, 141 and 90, you will not be able to see here. Or between 141 to 190, if you want to set your target around 160, you will not be able to see what will be the price. So for that, I'm just, changing, whatever I can change, right? So accordingly, this prices will change. Got it, sir?
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Hope this feature will help people for them to quickly get to know the price.
Absolutely, this is a wonderful thing you have developed, and the data which is it's too handy because you need not to run here and there, and it's too handy. Thank you, Maurice. Thank you for this.
Sure. Thank you. Any other question?
So Maurice, before entering the information, you are making your perception that it will be upside. That's why you are buying a call. Based on the previous, you make a decision like, okay, I need to buy a calls. Then you are running the price, and then you are choosing okay, I need to buy something on 90 rupees or 75 rupees.
Yeah. See, whether I'm buying or selling, this is only not for buying. This is also for selling. If I just look at it, right? See, all I'm doing here is my own strategy. Whatever the people are having by their own strategy, they can get to know the levels in index. But then, how do they know? When the index comes to that level, what would be the price of option? That is for the mystery that I'm trying to solve here.
Agree.
Right? So, whether buying or selling or what levels is something like that individual has to decide.
Agree.
And once they decide the level, what would be the price is what I'm trying to, help with this tool. That's the fair price tool. See, the interesting thing here is, right, this IVs and all, if you look at Zerodha, they calculate a little differently. This IVs I'm pulling that from NSE directly. So the price will exactly reflect what is over there. Okay. And I would recommend people to use this tool only for intraday, because the next day if you just use this and then use it for swing trading, your IV would keep changing. So you can still use it, but then on daily basis, you need to run and tune up your, stop losses and target accordingly, because IVs keep changing. And this tool is not dynamic, like every second it's going to run and fetch you, nothing like that. Otherwise, it will put a lot of load onto your system.
It would be good, Maurice, if you can just take 1 or 2 minutes and just help me to understand, are you making your decision based on buying side, based on some OI basis, which is chart is visible in left side?
Brother, I would limit that discussion maybe for the second, next call, because I scheduled for 45 minutes only. I would be more interested in terms of letting people how to use this tool and how to,
completely
have a comprehensive understanding of
no
it.
problem. Thank you.
Sorry to cut you first, sir.
Problem. You are sharing some installation part also, how to use,
Yes. We'll get there. Like if there are no other questions, we'll get there.
Thank you. Or is one small request, like you are saying the PCR value, can you add like field PCR volume also for 7 strikes?
Okay, I can take that as a suggestion. Point noted. We will,
because you already having data with you, just like PCR near 7, like PCR volume near 7.
Okay, point taken. I will add that. Thank you. Okay, let's get into the installation part of it. So, how I'm making it simple here is, right, people who are interested to make use of this tool will be sharing one zip file. This is the zip file that will be shared, right? This zip file will contain the other set of materials. What I'll do is, like, assume that you got this zip file, what you are supposed to do. That's where, like, people will be needing some clarity. Okay, I'm just copying it. I'm just going to any folder that you want. Okay, now I'm just going here, creating a folder by name OPC. I'm just pasting it here. And all I have to do is extract all the data here. All the data got extracted. Okay. Just extract it here itself, right? I don't need all of it. But make sure that you are not creating any folder inside OPC and copying it there. Okay, you just have to create OPC to in any of your drive, and then all the content has to be pasted over here. That's it. I'm going to close this. And then this is the software that will help us to get all the price, right? If the tool is not open, it is going to open, the Excel sheet. I'm just keeping my mouse away. It is going to open the Excel sheet, and then it will look for information if anything has been added. That's how it works. First time when it is looking, it will look for the configuration. It will check, for additional things, because certain times, right, since I'm sharing it as a kind of zip file, there could be chances somewhere the other people would want to internally share with others. I would come to that point. It's not going to be very simple that people can take it and then spread it around, because sometimes, right, what would happen is it may get infected if one is using, and then if they are sharing it, that I'm going to say that kind of virus and all that, right? So I don't want people who are using my software to get into the trouble. So I would be doing some blockings and all that here. We'll talk about it a little later. Okay, at this point of time, once you unzip it, place all the content here. See, now the zip file, file has been opened. Now we need to give whatever data that you want to give here for you to run. For the first couple of runs, it will go and check set of things, right? As soon as I brought this for discussion in the last couple of days, I have got few requests in terms of, right, people looking from the implementation side as well. I will quickly touch upon it a little bit, but then I would reserve it any further discussion on that, maybe for a later point of time. Now, this is Reliance. Can someone tell me script of your choice that we'll try? Maybe we'll go with
Tata Motors.
Okay. Tata Motors. Just save it here. And then this is the EXE you always have to run. Okay. And, look at here. All the information, whatever that we are giving, we are doing here, all this is available here. You can read through it, get an understanding, but then as a demo, I'm just taking all people through what's happening here. So when I enter Tata Motors, when I'm just going and giving it, right, see, it says switching you the data, give us a moment. It has switched you the data. So now you look at the Tata Motors. Again, all this data, we already discussed about it, and you have this OI and stuff like that, and this is the future information related data. And strike price is whatever that you want to change, and you can get to know the data here, right? And there are, yes, sir.
Yeah, you have made it very much easy. We need not to worry about IVs or date to expiry. But however, what interest rate are you using? Because in NSE, they are using 10. And in a standard format, even we are, we normally use 10 as an interest rate. But however, it is always advised to have the RBI interest rate. So what interest rate are you using in this while calculating the price?
Everything as per NSE, sir. I have given 10. Look at here. What is the calculation I'm using? I'm giving it here, right?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Maurice,
okay.
Are you?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you working for MCX also? Same kind of tool? Or is it already developed? Any chance?
MCX, the option chain things and all that is not that handy when it comes to MCX. I have put some effort onto that, but that doesn't come well. For MCX, I'm using a different, data altogether. But then that's more of in a kind of, half-cooked stage.
Okay.
Okay, where I'll be running something here and there, then I'll get to know some data, something like that.
Okay.
Maurice, Ilango here. Can you hear me?
Yes, Ilango.
Actually, this works on all versions of Excel. I have a 2013 version. Will it work on it?
Yes. Anything above 2007, it will work.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, good. Did I lose you, Logo? Or did I get lost?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm here. Yes.
Okay, good, fine. And with all this having said, there are people who are doing only on option, right? They are also very much interested. All this is fine. I want to look at how a particular strike price, right? A particular strike, how it is trending. How do I know? How do I do? So for that, a separate tool we have developed. That last time we have given a demo, and I'm not combining these two. That's a separate tool. Maybe I'll just take a minute to show that tool as well here. I call it as my NSE OI analyzer. In day out, this is the tool that I'm running using every day. Okay, this is going to give me a lot more information because the same thing I'm having here, and I'm using my option chain here, right? On top of that, what I'm having here is by strike price. I'll get to know how things are changing, right? From morning to evening, how the changes are happening, same representation, right? How the changes are happening, right? Where OI build up, whether increasing or decreasing, I'm having it here. And I would be able to click any strike prices that I want. I'll be able to get the data. Okay. And then this is for the whole OI, right? Between call to put, how the spread is happening. And this is the PCR. This is change in OI, the line is PCR, right? I'm not offering this. Okay, this is kind of, if you look at, right, Bank Nifty, almost they are done. And in the Nifty option chain, I'm just, working on a few things here and there. But then overall, how I'm doing it here is, at any point of time, this is the tool that I use. I look at, one of our friends asked, I want to see near 5. And see, I'm having near 3, near 7, all. And volume, near 3, near 7. And then PCR IV value. And between, IVE, where IV, more, a lot of IV is happening on the call side or put side. And where the TK happens on the call side or put side. All this again for me in one single chart. And, some of the people who have been following me in recent time, they have been, they are happy in terms of, getting some of, the trades that I take and then, that I'm trying to share with them as well. That goes good. So all this happens with these data that I use.
Maurice, is this available by this year?
I haven't decided on that because there are some implementation complexity that's there. It should be available probably, sometime in December timeframe.
Super.
Right now, this.
Sorry, sir. So sorry to interrupt. So this NSE OI analyzer, you said you're not offering this one. I feel that this tool is so much more easier for somebody to use who's an option seller. One doesn't have to calculate, in terms of what is going to be the option price and everything, because OI makes such a huge difference and option sellers would really prefer to look at that. Won't an option seller would benefit much more from this one?
It's up to them to choose whichever they want, sir.
Maurice,
Yes.
Maurice, I don't have any question. However, I was just thinking in the prospectus of option seller. See, if you can, it's just a suggestion. If you can, let us say that I am selling 18,000 call option at 200. Okay. And now let us assume that's not an ATM. Let's say that's in the money option. But however, since I'm selling in call option, I just want to sell a put option which has the same either LTP at the put side or the same delta of put side. So can you just make something like that where I can find the same delta values, the both side of the LTPs in terms of selling? Is that possible to?
Sidil sir, you are now approaching to an IT person with a requirement. The software has to be built for you, sir.
No,
I can think through that, right? Collect such thoughts that you have in your mind. Maybe as time permits, I can help you to get something developed for you.
Please look for those options if it is possible. Then that would be very much handy for option seller.
Yeah. We will talk about it.
Okay.
See, actually, this, Sidil, if you remember, right, it was sometime in Jan or Feb. I was telling you, right, Sidil, something like this I'm developing.
Yeah.
See, now it is almost, October, right? Almost 8-9 months, right? We have been evolving. The first ticket that is shown is different. Second thing that's shown is different, and this is very different.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have been evolving on that, Sidil, to make it very robust and handy. We will discuss on your other requirements, sir.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. What we can do.
Sir, where you have shared the file?
Whoever has requested, I have shared it, brother. You can request through sending a message in Telegram. I'll share it with you. I don't want to share it in open.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for your time. Hope
Sir, your Telegram channel name?
it's there over here. NSCMC Exchange. You just go with Maurice Babu. Maurice Babu is the Telegram.
Okay.
Just ping me. And I'm not interested to promote my Telegram channel. Rather interested to get this tool to the table of our fellow traders.
Can I give you in message, sir?
Okay. So friends, after the session, I took some time in incorporating some of the changes, that our friends have suggested. So if you see, I have added the volume PCA for the nearest to 7 strike. Okay, fine. And let me take this as an opportunity for me to quickly summarize, what we have in the tool. That would summarize everything together. So simplified option chain. It's very simplified because we have everything in one single page. Top one is total OI, middle one is change in OI, bottom one is volume, all that in bar chart, and the line chart is price and IV. This is option price, call option price, put option price. If you look at here, for this strike price, this is the put option price, this is the call option price, and the change in the price, call option, put option price, and then IV. Okay, fine. That's how that has been simplified. And then your option price calculator, here it's simple because you just have to enter the symbol, script symbol, that's it, and run. You will get to know all this. If you take any other tool, option price calculator, you would be asked to enter IVE, where you need to run through a kind of, we have to get what is IVE by referring to some other, maybe your brokerage terminal or wherever, like somewhere you have to go and get the IVE and add here to your tool. Wherever that you are trying to fetch, and you are also asked to give what is the expiry day and interest, whatnot. So all this you need to give as an input. But then here you just have to give only the script symbol and run it, will get the price. Okay, and this is the spot price. When the spot price get to this place, what would be the call option price is given here, put option price is given here. Similarly, okay, I want to change the strike price 7,800. I'm going to get the 7,800 strike price. So these two field I made it as editable, and I have added comment also. You see that range can be modified to get the required spot price for which we are looking for the option price. And then strike price is editable. You can enter any valid strike price within the range of 7 strikes upon below the ATM. Okay, this is the ATM, and you cannot change this one. This and all is programmed. It's going to fetch, program is going to fetch you the details, right? Okay, let me quickly take you through an example. What we'll do, okay, we'll open up the Nifty chart maybe. Okay, trading is my charting tool. That's my favorite tool, and in fact I have developed a lot of indicators over here. I didn't publish it, but then I'm just using it for my own purpose. One such indicator is this market mean reversion indicator. Most of you know about it, and wherein I will always look for multi-divergence to happen for me to take a confirmation. And when it comes to RSI, I'm actually, even if 2 divergence comes itself, I'm okay with it. I mean, when it comes to RSI and MACD, double divergence itself will give me confirmation. Otherwise, I will look for at least a triple divergence, right? Generally, if you look at here, this place, people would, they may wanted to go short since this was broken, which is kind of false breakout. But then the double divergence helps me not to enter short, right? Once I get the confirmation, I've taken long and book will close, near closing. Okay, that's how the trade went. And the bottom one again, I have multiple, things clubbed together. You have RSI, you have squeeze momentum, and you have your ADX, and then Rahul Mohinder band is also here. But anyway, let me keep this aside for now. You can look at our YouTube channel where you are watching this video. Search for market mean reversion indicator. That will give more details on that. Let me switch it off. Okay. Now I just drawn a trend line. Okay. Now, okay, fine. Now let's look at this. Okay, this is a trend line. When the trend line gets broken, I would like to buy here. Maybe around 18,000. I would enter around 18,000. And I'll keep stop loss around 17,955, and target I'm expecting somewhere around near to this, right? I'm expecting somewhere around maybe 18,060. Okay, so entry is at 18,000, stop loss is 18,000, kind of 55, 60, 18,000, 17,960, and target is somewhere near this, which is 18,060. Don't look at RR and all for now. Just for simplicity, I'm trying to give some numbers, for which we will be able to see the option price. So I'll come over here. So our entry is going to be around 18,000, right? So this is our entry, and stop loss is going to be somewhere around. No, this is not our entry. Our entry is different, right? Our entry is 18,000. Around 18,000 is what we will enter. 18,010, something like that, right? So somewhere around this 260 R would be the price. Okay, we easily get to know that's the fair price. And the stop loss is 17,955, which is going to be 217. So 264 is entry, 271, 17 is our stop loss, and target we discussed somewhere around this, right? If you want, you can change for you to get the closest to price. Okay, 70, 310. Okay, 310 is going to be my target. So I could easily get to know. I don't have to enter all other details. Now this has become very handy. So that's how we have simplified it. I hope this tool will come handy for you to take a decision in terms of what would be your entry, stop loss, and exit price for your option trading. Okay, that's all I have. Again, we did some change over here. I hope this video will be useful to you. Thanks for taking time in watching this. Thank you all. Have a profitable trading days. Bye-bye.
Hawa